Hello everyone, and welcome to the Missouri School Boards Association's Board Report for the month of July. We thank you for the opportunity to share some news and information during a few minutes of your board meeting. We begin with the issue of charter schools. Right now in our state, charter schools are permitted only in the St. Louis City and Kansas City school districts. Charter schools receive public money but are allowed considerably more freedom from regulations that traditional public schools must follow. So far, their performance has been mixed at best, with many charter schools not performing as well as public schools. Sherry Shannon is the executive director of the Missouri Public Charter School Association, and she says charter schools need time to prove themselves.
They've been in existence for 10 years, and some of them have only been open 1 to 5 years. And so I think we need to give them the opportunity to have some extended time in order to provide the high quality of education that we expect them to provide. On the other side of that, if they're not performing, we take the position that charter schools need to be accountable for performance, for management, for high quality of governance, and if they're not, then they need to be closed. Given a reasonable amount of time, and not necessarily closed, but maybe non-renewed by their sponsoring agency.
She made her comments following a panel discussion at the 2010 MSBA Leadership Summit held last month. About 18,000 students in St. Louis and Kansas City now attend charter schools, and there's been some discussion in the General Assembly to expand charter schools elsewhere in the state. MSBA's resolution on the issue states that charter schools should be authorized only by local boards of education. Right now, other entities, such as higher education institutions, can sponsor charter schools in St. Louis and Kansas City. A school board member from Blue Springs, Dave Wright, is MSBA's new president following the Leadership Summit. He told those attending the event that they are part of history in the making.
Folks, that's why we're all here. That's why we do what we do. That's why we all ran for our local school boards. That's why we care so much about kids. That's why we understand the value of public education. What we're doing is history in the making. And we must take pride in our part in the process. Each child we impact, each life we touch is history in the making. Each time a child smiles in one of our classrooms, each time the bulb lights up in a child's mind, each time a child makes a choice, each time a child grows, changes, and learns from their mistakes, we are a part of that process. And we must safeguard and protect the system, the process, and the children. That's what we're expected to do as the guardians of public education in Missouri.
Vic Lenz, a school board member from Lindbergh, was elected MSBA president-elect, and Jerry Lee, a board member from Springfield, was elected vice president of MSBA at the delegate assembly held in conjunction with the Leadership Summit. An alarming number of teenagers today engage in self-injury behavior. The Missouri Safe Schools and Colleges Conference, to be held later this month, will include several showings of a film called Cut that explores the issue. Filmmaker Wendy Schneider tells us too many teens feel inadequate and alienated, and that sometimes leads to cutting themselves as part of the world they can control. She tells us schools can play a role in addressing the issue.
You know, all schools differ, all districts differ, and protocol differs. So it's very challenging for me or for the film to present one approach, because I could be screening the film or, working with law enforcement, for example, or a nurse's staff. So I think that what I hope that the film begins to do, or what the film does, is encourage individuals to gather, watch the film, and really come up with a concrete plan that's going to work to prevent and acknowledge and learn more about self-injury within their organization or agency.
Wendy Schneider will be at the Safe Schools and Colleges Conference, to be held July 22nd and 23rd at the Lake of the Ozarks. You can register at www.educationsafetyconference.org. MSBA has released the 12th edition of the Educator's Desk Reference, a handy guide to navigating policy and legal issues in schools. MSBA member districts have received a free digital edition of the guide. Printed copies of the book are available for $20 each. Contact the MSBA Policy Department for more information. Registration is now open for the 2010 annual conference coming up this October. See the MSBA website for details. And don't forget to mark your calendar now for the fall regional meeting to be held in your area of the state in September. A schedule of those meetings will be published in the July issue of MSBA's Board Bulletin newsletter and posted on the MSBA website. That's it for this month's edition of the MSBA Board Report. Thanks for allowing us to have some time at your board meeting, and so long from Columbia.